Hi everyone, back again because my video cut out on me. So, I'm coming on to share what I got in my Stampin' Up haul. This is the second order that I have placed out the new catalogue. And the reason being is I had saved up a good wee bit of money and I had a wee windfall, so I decided to spend it on myself for a change. So I'll just give you a run through of what I picked up, because I've kind of thrown everything everywhere. Right, so first of all, I picked up these. I am in the middle of sorting out my clear and my photopolymer stamps that are not Stampin' Up. I did originally have them in a ring binder lever folder, but they were becoming a nightmare to work with and I really wasn't using them. I decided to take them off the laminate sheets and put them into these cases, and they're working out a million times better. So much easier to handle. And now that I've got extra cases, I can actually fix them into thank you sentiments, happy birthday sentiments. I can actually divide them up into proper sections. So when I get a new stamp set, I can easily just divide them up. So I've got another 2 packs of them to make sure that I can put them away properly. I got 2 tear tape, I got 2 Stampin' Dimensionals, and I also got the mini dimensionals, which are new, but you can see they're tiny. I don't know if it gives you the size of them. 1/16 by 2mm. 1/16 of an inch or 2mm, so they're tiny, and the normal dimensionals are, no idea, it doesn't tell you. In fact, that's the thickness of them, 2mm. So I've no idea what actual width they are, but they're a lot smaller. I also got some more mini glue dots, go through loads of them because they're super handy. I got the Whisper White craft stamping pad, which comes individually with this and this. You basically just add your ink before you stamp. And I've seen quite a few samples using this, so I wanted to have a go at it. So I bought it. I bought the white baker's twine, the solid one, because I can then colour it to whatever colour of twine I need using my Stampin' Right markers. I bought the gold library clips. These are great for your small bags, your tags, whatever small project you're doing. These are perfect for it. And I bought some of this burlap ribbon. I am doing a commission for wedding invitations, and I've seen a few projects even using similar product to this, so I want to try a few different samples out using this and see if it works. Right, so that's that. Then I got some cardstock. I got a pack of neutral, which is 2 of each colour. I got a pack of Regal, again 2 of each colour. A pack of Subtles, 2 of each colour. I got a pack of the In Colour, 2017 to 2019, and you get 4 sheets of each colour. And then I got the Brights, which is 2 sheets of each. And what then I do is just top up with my popular colours, like my Pool Party, Wisteria Wonder, Pear Pizzazz. Ones that I go back to time and time again, I will top up. But for instance, the yellows, I'm not a big, huge fan of yellows, but 2 sheets is more than enough to last me a good few months, because it'll only be maybe a small punch or a small die cut that I will use from it. So I don't need to worry overly about how much yet I've got. So that was the cardstock. I then got the watercolour pencils. I do have other watercolour pencils. I actually have the Derwent watercolours and the Derwent ink 10s, but I bought these ones because they're the same. They match the papers, the card, the inks, all together. So that's perfect for that. I got some copper embossing powder. I do have the clear, I have the white, and I've also got silver and gold in another brand. But the copper I didn't have. I've got some bronze as well somewhere. But there's a few papers from Stampin' Up. The Paisleys and Posies have it. And what was the other one? There's another one that's got a copper in it. And it matches, so I wanted the copper embossing powder. Right, now on to the better good stuff. So these are dies that I bought on their own. They don't go with any sets or anything, so I'll just show you them first, get them out of the way. So this was my 50% off product, and it's the large letters framelits. Now they were £90 nearly, so it was £44 something with my 50% off, which for £44 what you're getting stamp die wise is unreal. Now there's 37 dies in here. You've got your 26 alphabet, and then you've got a lot of extra little bits, which is perfect. And I was thinking monograms, and small words like love for Valentine's Day, happy birthday. You could use your framelits for the happy, then use a large stamp with birthday, just mask off the happy part and stamp birthday below it. Quite a nice sentiment. So they're an investment, because obviously they will never go out of fashion. They are a straight die, they're not scripted, so they'll be timeless. This is another set that I got. Now I did buy with my last order, which came on Friday. I got the layering ovals and the layering circles. So this is the layering squares. Now a wee tip that I will show you, and I got it from Carolyn Benny, who is an Australian Stampin' Up demonstrator. Now I just need to find the circle die so I can show you where I put them. I don't know. That's the ovals. Come on, circles, where are they? La 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 la. There they are. And what it is when you buy these and you take them out, they're casing. Well, I store all mine in CD cases sitting beside me. If I just turn you around a wee bit, they're actually sitting right there. In a wee tub. And it's ones that I'm using regularly. The rest of them are in a folder, which is out of reach just now. But basically, if I'm putting them in my folder, I just fold them and slip them into the pocket. But with these ones, with being in the envelope, you couldn't always tell what size of die you were using. And Carolyn showed you how to etch onto it. If this will focus, you can see the number 5 there at the edge, just here, next to my finger. Well, that was etched on with the pokey tool, and I've done that with all my oval circles. There's a 7 on that, if that will focus. Come on, behave. No, it's not going to. This one has got number 6. I'll just bring that up a bit. So it just helps when I'm layering them up, I'll know what size to go with. So that's what I'll be doing with these as well, just writing a small number on them so that when I pick them out I know what size up or size down I need to go with. So that's the layering squares. These ones are the swirly, what are they called? Swirly Scribbles Thinlit dies, and I just thought these were quite fun if you were just maybe putting a topper on. There was no other reason for it. I really like this design because I've got a stamp set and it's called Magical Mermaid, and I thought this would be really pretty cut out of maybe blue glimmer paper that was in the celebrations and using that to make a replication of the sea. Maybe it won't work, I don't know, but I'm going to try it anyway. So that was the scribbly swirly. Now there is a stamp set that goes with this, and if I'm honest, it just didn't do it for me. I wasn't really that impressed with it. Now wait a minute to see if I can find it. Where are we? Swirly scribbly. There we go. It goes with Swirly Birch 171. As I said, it's just not my style. There they are there. That was the stamps that go with it. But they just weren't doing anything for me. I don't see much use in this set, apart from the splodges, but I actually have another stamp set that's got a similar stamp in it. So there wasn't any need for it. So that was why I just went for the dies. This one is again for the wedding that I've mentioned. I have ordered some penalised cardstock and I want to try die cutting these to make a gatefold card because I think that will work for the base of the card basically. But we'll see. I'm just not 100% sure. I will be playing around with it. But these were an ideal idea. So that was why I purchased them. Right, now on 8 stamps and dies that came together. So this is one that carried over from last year that I didn't get round to buying. And it's the Remarkable You. Love the lily. Love this one here, which is almost like a water lily. And I love the leaf. This one, not that bothered with orchid, but it will probably get used. And the sentiments are quite large. So if you were doing a card, you would only need one image and one sentiment. Very clear and simplistic, which is very much my style. This one, again, carried over from last year. See this as a background, and that kind of sold me. I like the realism of the leaf and the script of the sentiments. Brilliant. This one I wasn't overly impressed with when I saw it. I thought, not me at all. And I looked over it. And then after launch day, the samples of this were all over the place. And I thought, I actually quite like that. So I went ahead and purchased it. And I also got the dies to match because you've got the flower die, you've got the leaf die, you've got the outline of the flower, you've got the large side-on flower, and you've got the die for that. There's also this, which is an overlay, and there's actually a overlay that comes in the Soft Sayings card set that uses this die as well. So that was why I bought that. This one here is Happy Birthday Gorgeous. Loads of sentiments on it. some lovely wee embellishments, some trees, some balloons even. And I thought they were quite pretty. So I went ahead and got that. And the die that went with this, why it goes with it, I don't know. But this is a stamp, the die that goes with it. Personally, I would use this die on its own. Maybe on a bold background with some black cardstock cut out. Especially for teenage boys, etc., where you need to keep things really simplistic. And I thought there's so much use for that, so I went ahead and got both, because I will use the stamp set and I'll use the die. This one, sorry for everything, just a nice generic sorry. I really like this one for the loss of your furry friend, because I've lost 2 dogs in my lifetime. Tara was my first dog. I got it for my first birthday off my godmother, and she survived until I was 18. And she was the most carnacious little blighter you could ever imagine. But I adored her. And then I got Zach, who was a Rottweiler, and he was the most docile big gullet you could ever imagine. He was just perfect. We got him when Jordan was 3, and he was 4 or 5 when we got him. He had been mistreated. They hadn't been feeding him right, etc. And when we got him, he was spoiled, absolutely spoiled. And he lasted, I'm trying to think, Jordan would have been 11 when he died. So he was about 12 when he passed away. And the reason was his back legs had went. And being the size that he was, we couldn't lift him in and out to the toilet, and it wasn't fair on him, so he had to get put to sleep. But it devastated me, absolutely devastated me, and we didn't get another dog for about a good 4 or 5 years, because I just couldn't go over the loss of him. So that was perfect. I would have loved a cat like that after I'd lost Zach. This one is just a must-have. Timeless textures, loads of little bits and bobs which you can put behind your stamps to just lift it a wee bit. This one, again, perfect for your little girls. Notelet cards, and the sentiments will last a lifetime. Hope your birthday is just like you. Just peeking in to say hello. Wonderful in every way. You make me happy. Life is messy. A friend like you comes along once in 9 lives. So I like that. This one is the hardwood background stamp. It's a huge stamp, but it again will never go out of fashion, and you can use this time and time again. This one was carried over from last year. Awesomely artistic. Love the splodges, love the dragonfly in this flourish of foliage. The burlap friend is quite bold, and then you've got the ferns, the medallion. I think it'd be quite a nice set. I saw so many examples using this, so I can't wait to have a wee play. Then we have got this one, which is a little wild, and basically when I saw this, I see baby showers, newborns, toddlers' birthdays to put on their gifts, because the dies that you get are going to make your tags like that. But I also see maybe spinner cards with these on it. And also maybe like your window, like putting acetate and then having the bum and the inside, so when they open the card they can see both. So I thought that was quite a cute idea. This one has been all over the internet, and there's so many examples of it. These sentiments are huge. I mean, look at that there. Good friends are hard to find now. If I measure that for you, let's do it in inches. That's just about 4¼ inches by 3½. So it is a huge sentiment and will take up most of the card. Having that just on almost a plain background with maybe a little bit of an embellished corner or something would be perfect. So they're ideal. And there's loads of little sentiments with the scripting sold. I'm just a font freak. And this was the die set that goes with it. Now these labels will cut out these sentiments here. The banners will cut out the larger sentiments. And then you've got the laurel wreath. And you've got the little embellishments which will cut in to your banners. So pretty. Lovely inside and out. Another quite bold stamp set, and you've got these inside which can be trimmed to just have the words if you don't want the shape. But I was thinking maybe like your aperture cards, etc. Perfect. This was the stamp set I was talking about when I said about the scribbly swirls, having like the mermaid coming out of the sea. I thought it would be quite pretty, and then you've got lots of cute sayings: have a magical birthday, mermaid kisses, starfish wishes. You've got your seaweed foliage, and then I'll never stop believing in you, quite a positivity one. And lastly, we have got the ribbon of courage. Loads of nice sentiments. Your ribbon of courage, and you get the die set to go with it, which cuts out your ribbon. It cuts out the smaller ribbon which isn't on it, but you could maybe use that in the inside. You've got the flower, you've got the large heart, you've got the leaf, and you've got the small heart, which will cut out those as well. And the last thing that I've got is the papers, which is alright, son. I'm filming the noodle. Thank you. The paper set is called A Whole Lot of Lovely. Now, this is a pure Marmite paper. I've seen so many people online saying, oh, I don't like that. And then I've seen another load saying, oh, I love it. And I am one of the love people. There is so much in it that I will use. So you've got the orange blossom. This side I'm not 100% on. Now wait a minute to see what colours are in it. Colours are basic black, crushed curry, pear pizzazz, pool party, powder pink, soft suede, tangerine tango, tranquil tide, and whisper white. So there is a various colours. I think this is meant to be crushed curry, but as I said, I'm not overly keen on that. I would use this side. Then we have got this one. Absolutely love the colours in it, and I also love the other side as well. So both of them will be well used. Then we've got this one, which is fab. Just a nice subtle background, and again this one, which is quite subtle as well. Really pretty. Another subtle one. This is using the new powder pink in colour with the white negative. On the opposite side, we've got the pear pizzazz with the negative flower, the negative leaf, like the foliage. Then we've got this one. Now there's a lot of folk that are like, black. But I think that's really, really elegant when you see it on small sections. Don't cover a card with that. But if you're using maybe a strip or a block, it lifts the whole thing. Then on the other side we've got the spots, which is great for guy cards. Don't think guys don't like a bit of colour, because they do. Then we've got this one, again, absolutely love it. It's bold, it's pretty, and put on a wee bit of Calypso Coral, or even on a bit of black cardstock as your background, and then have a base over the top of that with your stamp. It will look stunning. And the other side is stripes, which will go with anything. So it is a very versatile stamp. It's paper line, and I absolutely love it. Now, I did get, with my last order, I did get the Fresh Florals DSP. I got the Wood Textures DSP. And what was the other one I got? Oh, what was the other one I got? Let me see. Trying to think. Oh, the Petal Garden, that was the other one that I got. What I will be doing with this one is the same as I done with my Fresh Floral. I'm halving it. So I will keep one sheet as a 12x12 and I'll cut the other one into 6x6s because they're easier to work with. I find that if I'm making a card, I don't want to cut into a 12x12 because I feel as if I'm wasting it. And I know I don't because I keep all my scraps, but it's harder to cut into. So if it's down to a 6x6, it's more manageable for me to work with. So I will be cutting half of this down into 6x6s and keeping the other sheet as a 12x12 for larger projects, for 3D projects, boxes, things like that. So that's what I intend to do with it. And I think that's it for my haul. Now, as I said, it was a large haul, but I had been saving up for it because I knew there was so much I was going to want to buy. And I thought, I'm going to just take the bulk, get what I want, and then I can get the little bits that I need as I go along. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.